At Leidos, a brilliant mind is smart, but a brilliant team is smarter. A ship that finds enemy subs is smart, but an autonomous fleet, that's smarter. Defending against cyber attacks? Smart. Stopping attacks before they start? Smarter. And using AI tools is smart, but integrating trusted mission AI into your technology is smarter. We're not just making technology solutions in national security and health. We're making smart smarter. Leidos.
On today's Smart 7, farmers flock to London protest, Ukraine marks 1,000 days of war and much more. It's Wednesday 20th of November, it's Universal Children's Day, and happy birthday Joe Biden.
The Smart 7, it's news but not the news.
The highly anticipated farmers' protest happened on Tuesday, but it turned out to be a relatively low-key affair. The changes to inheritance tax have outraged the farming community, with about 13,000 attending along with their tractors for a mostly peaceful protest. Never one to be shy about grabbing the mic, celebrity farmer Jeremy Clarkson wanted to have a word.
If she wanted to get me and Dyson and all the investment bankers, she could have used a sniper's rifle. What she actually used was a blunderbuss, and she's hit everybody here. DEFRA knows they've made a mistake. We've now got to convince Rachel Reeves that she's made a mistake.
His criticism of Rachel Reeves may have gone down well with his wellied friends, but Environment Secretary Steve Reed says the government has been clear about its intention in the changes to the tax structure around large farms.
It's only right that we've had to ask the wealthiest landowners to pay their fair share, but I would emphasise only around 500 farms will be affected. The vast majority of farmers will pay no more than they do under the current one.
Tuesday saw 1,000 days of Russia's war on Ukraine. Ukraine marked the occasion by launching 6 of the long-range Attack-M missiles at a military target just outside the Russian city of Karachev. The decision by US President Biden to take the shackles off Ukraine's long-range capabilities has caused serious saber-rattling by Russia, with Vladimir Putin announcing a lowering of the threshold for a nuclear response to any conventional attacks on his country. Ukrainian President Zelensky says for all the talk of peace, Putin hasn't changed his mind.
1,000 days, I think it's enough to understand that Putin doesn't want any peace. Even this day, they presented nuclear weapons strategy. Why? They didn't present peace strategy.
The US State Department says it is incredibly concerned about Russia retaliating using hybrid warfare, which could include sabotage or assassinations in Europe or the US. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer spoke at the G20 and accused Russia of using irresponsible rhetoric.
It's very important that we're steadfast in our support for Ukraine. Russia is the aggressor. Russia has to be the one that makes the move to stop this war. But we must support Ukraine. It's impacting not just Ukraine, it's impacting the rest of the world, including the UK.
Food and aid shortages in Gaza continue to worsen, according to World Health Organization spokesperson Margaret Harris. A group of armed men hijacked 98 food and supply trucks over the weekend, which has only made things worse. And despite the US ultimatum over a month ago, there is no sign of Israel allowing aid to flow more freely. Local reports suggest that Hamas have formed anti-looting brigades who are now trying to protect aid supplies, with no sign of any ceasefire in sight. There is some hope of a breakthrough in Israel's other war with Hezbollah, though, as US envoy Amos Hochstein has returned to Beirut. A potential deal could involve a buffer zone in northern Lebanon and would see the deployment of thousands of UN peacekeepers.
We have a real opportunity to bring this conflict to an end. I'm here in Beirut to facilitate that decision, but it's ultimately the decision of the parties. It is now within our grasp.
On Sunday, Prime Minister Keir Starmer met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping and raised concerns about Hong Kong democracy activist Jimmy Lai, who is imprisoned and has been reporting ill health. Those pleas don't seem to have had much effect, as a Hong Kong court jailed 45 pro-democracy leaders for subversion on Tuesday. Benny Tai received a 10-year sentence, while fellow protester Joshua Wong was sentenced to 4 years. They are accused of conspiracy over a plan to pick opposition candidates for local elections. Nathan Law is a former Hong Kong lawmaker who is in exile in the UK, and he says the British government needs to make a stronger case in support of democracy.
A tougher line and harsher line is definitely needed. I would love to see the UK government employing more sanctioning mechanism, and also in terms of communicating messages and mentioning human rights abuses with the Chinese officials.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Wales have a big night in the Nations League and Zoe Ball hangs up her headphones. Right after this.
At Leidos, a brilliant mind is smart, but a brilliant team is smarter. A ship that finds enemy subs is smart, but an autonomous fleet, that's smarter. Defending against cyber attacks? Smart. Stopping attacks before they start? Smarter. And using AI tools is smart, but integrating trusted mission AI into your technology is smarter. We're not just making technology solutions in national security and health. We're making smart smarter. Leidos.
Welcome back. Tuesday night saw the end of this year's Nations League fixtures with 9 games, including Wales facing off against Iceland with all to play for. Craig Bellamy's side went into the game facing 3 different possibilities: automatic promotion to the A-League, or a spot in the relegation playoff, or a spot in the promotion playoffs. While they played, Turkey faced Montenegro in the same group, so there was plenty of drama. Despite an early Iceland goal, Wales came roaring back and the game finished 4-1, while Montenegro beat Turkey to ensure promotion to Group A for Craig Bellamy's men. He was quietly delighted and keeping an eye on the 2026 World Cup.
The feeling hasn't quite sunk in yet, but it's been a real positive camp. The targets we set right from the start, I feel we've been able to achieve. We achieved it quite quick.
It's that time of the year, leaves are falling, there's a touch of snow and the radio schedules are getting reshuffled. Radio 2 was first out of the blocks on Tuesday, with Zoe Ball stepping down from breakfast after a 6-year run. She'll be replaced by Scott Mills, who made the jump from Radio 1 to replace Steve Wright 2 years ago and now takes over the early morning slot. There was a bit of history too in the reshuffle, as Trevor Nelson becomes the first black presenter on Radio 2 daytimes. Zoe broke the news in person.
After 6 years of fun times alongside you all, I've decided it's time to step away from the early alarm call. And it truly has been such a privilege to share the mornings with you, to go through life's little ups and downs.
Seth Rogen is a pretty versatile guy. He acts, writes, directs and exec produces, and he does it all at once on his new Apple TV Plus show, The Studio. It's a classic Hollywood tale. Boy gets his dream job as head of a Hollywood studio, and things go downhill from there. The Studio is, of course, packed with A-list cameos. A quick look at the trailer shows Martin Scorsese, Catherine O'Hara, Bryan Cranston, Anthony Mackie, Zoe Kravitz and Charlize Theron. It looks like a wild ride, and the first episode drops on March 26th.
Being the head of Continental is the only job I've ever wanted. Stop! Stop! Oh! It's just so much harder than I thought it was going to be.
You're talentless, spineless.
What is wrong with you?
No one likes you. Get the f*** out of here.
I'm here to save your career. Help me help you win.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
At Leidos, a brilliant mind is smart, but a brilliant team is smarter. A ship that finds enemy subs is smart, but an autonomous fleet, that's smarter. Defending against cyber attacks? Smart. Stopping attacks before they start? Smarter. And using AI tools is smart, but integrating trusted mission AI into your technology is smarter. We're not just making technology solutions in national security and health. We're making smart smarter. Leidos.